why don't we unplug for a minute? Because there's nothing wrong with being plugged in. It's just that it's hard to hear God speak when we're still plugged in. So many distractions that come to us and so many opportunities for other things than quietly listening to God's voice that we oftentimes miss the relationship because we're still too plugged in. They've got a new sociological term for people who use their gadgets too often. Nothing wrong with a droid, an Android, nothing wrong with an iPhone, or an whatever, or messaging or texting. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But sometimes it's okay to unplug it for a while. You see, the popcorn brain they're discovering are people who use their gadgets all the time, and after a while they've so trained their brains they can't turn them off very well. There's a lot of research now going into children who have grown up with the TV as their babysitter and all their texting stuff, and their ADD in school. They're calling it the popcorn brain. What's popcorn do? Pop, 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 pop. You ever watched it? And pop, 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 pop. And the little brain's going all over the place. We've trained them to pop to all of our gadgets. Again, nothing wrong with a gadget. Just got to be kind of careful. I love my gadget. That's not true. I hate this phone. I want to go back to just a phone someday. Just a simple phone. But that's okay. I like to text and do messages on it. But isn't it, it's so hard to turn this off? Have you noticed? I leave it on because Julie might call, because the kids might call. The president of the U.S. might call. You don't know who's going to call you here. You got to leave this thing on. And it buzzes and bells and dings and rings, and I'll stop whatever I'm doing because I'm a slave to this thing. It's just so easy to be a slave to it. The average adult now spends 2.5 hours a day watching television and being online. Do you know the average teenager texting, messaging, talking on the phone spends an average of 16 hours a day on their gadgets? Can you believe that? Well, don't. It's not true. I just made that up. But if you've got teenagers, it seems like they're on their 16 hours a day, doesn't it? Sure. And it's okay. I'm not knocking at all being plugged in. I'm just encouraging us to know if we really want to come to know God's heart along this way and get some special things done, we need to unplug for a little bit. Let me show you why. Jesus spent a lot of time unplugging.